Hello everybody and welcome back to Land of Lions, I should say. And well, I haven't seen that many lions yet, but I do see a lot of elephants roaming around here, and I hope they can continue so in the future, despite the fact that, well, we do have to build even more things now. And one of them is, for example, our next building material production. That is the mud bricks that we still need.
I have you down as a wife.
So, for the mud bricks, what do we need for that? First of all, we do need a clay collector. And nope, this is not something from a clay depositor we had. Nope, we do need to use a river slot for that, actually. So we do need to use one of these river slots that we still have. Here, I'm using a river slot already for the water, for the irrigation system, and here as well. The problem is now we have one more river slot here, and if I use that, there's no more irrigation for this area, right? So we can either just go with some animal farms, or we can continue building our city up to this point. The other thing, well, so I'm going to leave this one open for now, because I don't know if I need to use a water pump here then soon as well. And as I can see already, we do need a paper mill then as well at some point. Now, I'm going to use my space that I have here, and I'm going to use this river slot here for, well, for another, for my first clay collector that we have here. Produces that every 15 seconds, so it's so much that it's actually producing. We could have 4 of these brick dry houses with one of them, right? So this is perfectly fine. I'm using one of them. I don't think we'll need more. Let's just have a look at it real quick because it's looking nice. And this is true of all buildings that need to be placed beside the river. They can be accessed from either shore. If you need a street connection, for example, either side will do. Alright, but in that case, we do have that connection here, and the clay collector is collecting. Now, another thing that we need for the mud bricks, though, is the teff farm. Now, the teff farm does need irrigated soil, though. It produces every minute. So, in that case, if I want to go with 2 brick dry houses, I will need to have 2 of these farms, and that's exactly what we do. We do still have a bit of space in this area, so I'm going to squeeze in 2 of them. One here. I have no idea, though, how many fields we need. Oh, quite a lot of fields, as I can see. Righto, and what we can also see is that there is water missing up here, but fret not. What we can do is have one of these canals then in that area too, so that we have that. And let's just get a canal. By the way, the canal only costs us some water, some credits, not some water. And here we can have it, right? So there we have that. The other thing is now, could I have theoretically the canal? No, I cannot have the canal in the fields themselves. So this is a problem, though. If I want to have now, let's see. Oh, wait a second. This one here still needs some water.
There's not much water nearby. Not even
Righto. If I want to have another field now, let's see. Here, I will need to, yeah, build the canals around that if I want to. And I want to be honest, because this is just as close as it gets to the warehouse there. And let's just see. We do have the canal system here. This is one of the first tricky parts, to be honest. Oh, and Schorla Fortune, let's say no to him. Now, I will need to get rid of the canal here and push it to the other side. Like this. Then I can get rid of it here. At least that is my hope, that I can do it like that. There we need another canal. So this is now, yep, as we can see, the water is still flowing. The only thing here now is that we lack the water, so let's have another canal here. And for the center, well, for the center we just go in like that. War is declared on us. I don't know by who. I think by the pirate. So let's have a canal going in like this, and a canal going in like this. This should be fine. It's not looking pretty, but it will be once we have the field. And as we can see, we can actually have then more than just one field here still, right? So there is the space for it. There's all the space we have. So in that case, let's just see if I want to really push this production. I can have another one here as well. And look at that. This is then actually looking pretty fine once we have the fields here, right? This is looking then like real proper irrigated fields once everything is done. So we have 3 of that. That means we can have 3 of these brick dry houses, and each one of them needs what? 100 elder workforce. Alright, then I'm not going with 3 of them for now, because this is just way too expensive. But 2 of them will do for now, that we can squeeze in just like here. And yeah, I think what we should also be doing is growing a bit, right? We have a beautiful, nice little town here, Taborim. Let's continue also with going with my... Where the hell? Oh, instead of the marketplace, we have the canal, so I cannot have the marketplace. There we have it then. let's build a few more houses here. I just love this African village that we're building there. Looks absolutely fantastic, and I want to grow this one into something bigger than what we have so far. There we have another block now. Also here, and don't worry, we're going to have some parks here as well, because these African parks look amazing in my opinion. Let's just have a look. This guy here, the marketplace, goes to this area there, so over here we should have the next marketplace then. Yeah. Or we have one here and one here. I think this is better. Let's have one here. It's a bit close to the other one, but it doesn't really match. You know, we have so much space here, and I want to have all of them using 100% efficiency on these marketplaces. So that's exactly what we can do here. Righto. Nice little city growing that we have, and just look at that, absolutely fantastic. The only thing up here now, we do need another music pavilion, so we have a music court. Oh, they don't have a huge range, so I'm going to have another one, because I will probably have then 2 here in this area. Then once again, let's have it here. Right, there we can have it. Another musician's court. And once again, I like to have this a bit ornamented like so. And then we can have some smaller ornaments here, like a small shed yet. So a nice little well that we have there, together with some trees, so that people can make music in the shades and not in the open sun. Righto. And actually what I haven't done yet is also walking around here in the first person mode. Let's just have a look at that as well. Fantastic. Look at that, the elder buildings. So colorful. They're really beautiful. And someone is making music somewhere. Oh, yeah, we are the musician's court. Absolutely fantastic city atmosphere. I love that. Beautiful. Next up, we still of course have quests as well. So just beside the city building, there's so much else going on. We have 3 open quests here in Africa at the moment as well, that we have to tend to, of course, those quests. But I just love the city building. Let's continue. A nice little park. Right, instead of those buildings here, we could have a nice little park there. What else do we have? I see. Oh, we don't have the ornaments for the elders yet, right? So I only have the ornaments for the elders in that case, for the basic ones. So let's have a fence here. I think we can have. Yeah, there's an entrance. And also here. Some entrance to this park. Oh, wait a second. Is there a better one? Flower bed. Instead of the fence, we might just have the flower beds here. Yep, let's get rid of the fences there again. The fence we can use on something else then. But for now, I want to use the flower beds here. Flower bed ornament, and then we have certain types of it. The open ones. The ones that are like that. I think this is good. Oh, this is good too. Let's use this one. And there we have it. Isn't that fantastic? I absolutely love the ornaments that we have there. In the center we have a little shelter where people can enjoy a bit of shade, surrounded by these beautiful trees there, and we can even walk around here. Fantastic. Beautiful ornaments that we also have with this DLC. And you truly get a nice African vibe from this one. So Tabarim is getting beautiful as we speak. I think I've seen a quest here as well. But it is gone now, as far as I can see. So there was a quest here. Doesn't matter now. Alright, so this is a bit of the ornaments that we have. While the city continues to grow, let's have a look at one of these quests. So first of all, Chronicles of a Storied Land. That is a side quest. Kitema wishes to entrust you with a task of considerable importance, bringing Kidusi Anitoni into Mbeza. Alright, and for that we do need just a ship there. We have now the battle cruisers, by the way, now in Africa as well. For this, let's go with a cargo ship, right? But not the cargo ship that we have full of steel beams. And by the way, we have so many other islands that we can settle on still. We should have a look at that as well. First of all, I do have, I think, our ship here already. So let's sail to the lighthouse.
It does not do.
The waters of
Or is it this clipper there?
has recently returned from Vespuccia, where he was researching archaeology. Find him in Kidusi Anitoni. He will be of great help.
Alright, finding a scholar. That is our target here.
We're in the presence of a virtuoso.
And the pride or sail to Anitoni Trading. Where is that? Oh, that's already up here.
Room to maneuver.
On this little island set. So we do have 3 factions as far as I can see and 1 pirate in this world, and we have to of course be good to those people there, to the factions especially. And news of Vahadeshar, that is with the other ship. We do have quite a lot of ships though, right? Did I lose a ship? Oh no, it's actually over here at Archie's, right? There was another quest for that. So let's send the other ship that we have there to this clipper to do those quests there while my other ship is arriving here. And by the way, we're still not finished. We do need the tapestries as well.
You're the one tasked with weaving our great epic together? A foreigner? Well, any ship in a storm. Well-intentioned, I'm sure, but I spent years studying this exceedingly complicated subject at Harvard College. It is hardly an easy task.
Cargo boat at the ready.
Easy task,
College
boring.
is nice. It is Harvard, but the people of Vespuccia were indisposed by my chroma, if you know what I mean. So I left, and more's the loss for them. All good research papers start in a library, preferably a palatial library. The priests
New
will grant
orders?
you access, perhaps. I hope.
So, select the library to examine the books about history. There we have the library. You wonder what the priests of Kidusi are hiding in this library.
To servants of the Lord. The texts here are holy scripture, guarded from unsanctioned influence.
I just want to read them.
As you are working on the chronicles, you may enter if you answer this riddle. On quiet meres I lay, never sinking. Yet dipped in water, I am fit for drinking. Here in Kidusi Anitoni, knowledge nourishes us.
The
that we
hibiscus
may
flower
bloom
it
in the
is.
eyes of the Lord.
Alright, and that was the
One
first
must
part.
see with the inner eye, the eye of the soul. Tell me, which of the buildings on our island is largest?
Which of the buildings is the largest? We do have this
Our
temple there.
is but a frail offspring of the mighty halls of the Elamines. Tall walls and ornate ceilings, but shallow roots.
There's something here in the middle. An
He
ancient
that
ruin.
ordered this tomb built dreamt of glory everlasting. Yet the tomb lies empty, and his name forgotten. Yes, our library is vast, but is only the cloud-swathed summit. Look to the roots hidden beneath.
Alrighty, so this is it, and make a decision. You pass the first test, stranger, and discover our symbol, the hibiscus, scentless at first, yet delicious when submerged. Tell me, what did you make of it? One should seek knowledge to bloom. Quite accurate, but at the root of this metaphor is our awareness of the many senses we, as humans, are gifted with. Hearing and observing the world leads us to wisdom. Observing, smelling, and tasting the hibiscus taught us that very lesson. Yet, you passed the test of sight and discovered the hidden roots of Kidusi and Anitoni, the ruins of the old library. Now tell me, what do you make of it? There is an ancient history of writing. More than ancient, stranger, writing has been our sole occupation, our mission for millennia. It is our duty and pride to be the wardens and witnesses of history. Ours is a millennial faith, an unchallenged tradition of the centuries. It takes devotion as students and scholars of that faith to understand the simplest tenets of the wisdom stored here, keeping our minds and bodies free of the corruption of novelty, to better hear the wisdom of the winds. Ours is a spiritual labor of heart and mind. Menial, manual labor distracts from our holy mission, something the Irenia of Ketema have forgotten. They sew and craft, but in the process they forget their duty to the people's soul. We will not share in such decrepitude. So this is actually quite fine. The ones are crafting, these guys here are learning, so why not just, trade with each other? Your Lord would have us blend into his people, his united faith. This is a betrayal of all that we stand for. until he decides to build his empire around the true ancestral faith of M-Besa and encourages the Irenia to refocus on their spiritual duties, there can be no harmony between us. Okay, I hope to make him see the truth in your words. A wise choice.
The priests of Kidusi acknowledge you.
Alright, so we got good with the first faction.
Lift now the veil and enter our famed
Oh.
library.
I can enter the library now. We have the north wing.
Resourceful, aren't you? Very well, let's get to it. All great nations spring from a golden age, a time of splendor and legend. The books are over there.
And there we do have now a few books.
Volumes here on every aspect of theology, history, science or poetics. If you read, please turn the pages by their corners.
More, but these are all the books we have. Hardly enough for a full chapter.
Alright, so at least we found something now. Discuss the Golden Age. The Golden Age ended in the cruelty and bloodshed of Surya. That much is well known, but its foundations are unclear. Few sources have survived the ravages of time, even in this place of learning. There are barely even any mentions of the early years of M-Besa, outside of the book you found. What did you glean from it? Legends and fables of Queen Shabaya's journey from Sile Amidos. Myth or history? Did the scribe who carved these careful lines know the sources lost to us today? Or were they lending too much credence to popular belief and legend? We shall never know. Such is the peril of learning. Our conclusions are transient themselves, as are whatever choices we make. Accounts are precious but fallible. Only evidence, traces from the very time you wish to study, might yield information on the fabled Golden Age and the cradling times of M-Besa. But where would you look for such traces? And the Emperor's city was built on the ruins on M-Besa's first capital. Certainly, but most of the other ruins under Taborim are young, wrought in recent centuries. History was not kind to the capital. Thrice it was razed and thrice built anew, so that much of its older bones are long forgotten. Nowhere other than Kidusi Anitoni will you find land untouched by greedy or violent hands for countless centuries. If evidence of Surya's time is to be found, it will be in this ground and on which we stand, where the Mad King's inquisitors burned the old library 2 millennia ago.
History becomes legend, legend myth, and even myth is half forgotten. But why not dig up the old library? There must be traces to be...
Okay, there's a lot of history finding and text reading in Africa, it seems.
Quite right.
I did not expect this from a
Archaeology is
city
the
builder.
queen of all disciplines. Go, dig, dust, douse. The evidence should be enough to complete this first fragmentary chapter.
But of course this leads us then to the monument that we need to build.
Accustomed to such undertakings. Gather a crew and supplies, and we will support you.
Okay, recruit a group of workers on another island. To do so, sail to any
interesting idea.
lighthouse.
But the capital will not grow if I expend workforce on secondary concerns.
Only are reporting in.
Let's sail to another lighthouse then.
Surprising. The people of Tabarin are wayward, having forgotten the ways of old.
Beware the sweet words of the priests of Kidus. They are cannier than they seem, and would see their faith vindicated rather than bow.
Okay, we do have yet another religious war at hand, it seems, between those two guys there. Let's sail to another lighthouse, finding some workers there while we continue building. I still need to get the tapestries up and running there.
Resources are thin.
Alright, so for them to help us, we do need 10 tons of indecent food. Oh,
We cannot accommodate so many. We shall need temporary quarters for these workers.
alright, so both of them now have the quest for us. First of all, we do need timber and mud bricks by her, and we do need the 10 tons of food in Kidusi Anitoni, right? So those are the new quests that we have now. But first of all, I mean, I think the food we have anyway, right? The food we should have. The mud bricks are now coming in, as we can see. Very good. And M-Besan food. 10 tons of M-Besan food. I don't know what M-Besan food is. Is that now just dried meat, perhaps? It might be just the dried meat, to be honest. As we can see, we are pretty full stacked here at the moment with goods. So let's get one of our cargo ships. Where do we have an empty cargo ship still left? There is one. Let's put it off, put some food and some timber and bricks on it and deliver these resources then. And meanwhile, we have a bit of space up here. And I would like to continue now with some other things. We have the ceramics, that it would be a new thing, but we do need way more elders for that. And we have the tapestry here. So tapestry, we already have the linen mill. So we do need more of these linseed farms, right? We do have, I think that's this one, right? Yep, and we have lots of space here still. The canal there as well that we can use. And in that case, I could have probably, yep, 3 that I can still squeeze in here. Righto. Then we have the canal. So the first one, the first field that we have should be going all the way to this side. And then we're going to squeeze in a canal. Most likely here. So that we can continue getting some more fields here. This is really a puzzle that we're playing there. If you want to have everything here fully satisfied. Right, so that's that. We do have a lot of space here though still. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have... No, I think this is fine for now. But what we're going to do is around it, we're going to have then more field or more farms, right? So we can still squeeze in, I think 2 or 3 more farms then if we want to. But we got the 3 here now. That means we can have... actually, we need 4 for that. For the tapestry, because we do need 2 mills. So I do need another of these farms. And let's just see where I can squeeze it in. Probably here, right? There we have the space. Righty, that's 96. And here we have it. Should all be fertilized. Very good. And moisturized, of course. There we have that. So we do have now 6 of them, but only 1 linen mill. And of course, 1 linen mill can support 2 of them. And that means we can have 2 more of these mills. Where did I build those mills though? There it is. There it is. But I'm not going to waste any more space here because this is my fertile land. You know, this is where I have my canal systems laid out. This is my dry land. So it might be a good idea to have some more industry then on this as well. Just makes more sense in my opinion. So let's have the future industries that we're building here in Taborim. Let's have this on the other side more or less. Or further up here. There we have a shore. So... having industry around the shore always makes sense. So we're going to have 2 more mills here then that are working on that. And indigo farm, that is something I don't have. There we need fertility for it. So there we already have our first motivation now to expand to another island. For that, for the tapestry then. And for the, for the ceramics, we also need the indigo. So there we have that. Meanwhile, my cargo ship has arrived. Let's put some food on it. We only need 10 tons for the dry meat. And then 30 tons of timber. And 10 tons of this these mud bricks that we already have. And I will need way more timber though. Because we will want to settle now on another island as well. Building up a little settlement. And for that, well, I do need more resources. And then we'll just see where we find something. What else do we have? We have bee abundance, so for honey, I guess, and spice. Just in front of us, we have indigo. Very good. So this will be our next target. Pretty sure of it. Oh, this is going great. And I hope you don't mind all these texts. Well, I just try to go through the history there as well as we speak. But of course, city building should be the focus, and that's what we're doing. Stay tuned.
Your leadership.